Hello, good evening. Christmas is traditionally a time when family and friends get together and enjoy each other's company. But according to heartbreaking new figures from Age Cymru, 36,000 older people won't see or speak to anyone at all this Christmas Day. The charity also estimates more than 90,000 will eat Christmas dinner alone, and over 17,000 won't have anyone to exchange gifts or cards with. To support those feeling forgotten this year, we're all being urged to do our bit and help beat loneliness. Isa Farfor has tonight's top story.
Big wide circles then, that's it. Picture yourself, dream holiday.
In this fitness class, keeping fit is only half the story. The real workout is fighting loneliness.
Squeezing your fingers in and out.
Here they have a chance to move, laugh and feel part of something. Because for thousands of older people in Wales, Christmas is one of the loneliest times of the year.
I think you've come out, you've actually talked to somebody, and then you can go home and you know you've been speaking to somebody during the day. But if you stay at home, you don't see anybody, do you? So you don't gain anything and you're very lonely then.
To get out of the house and socialise with people, because in the house there's only us two. And we got no company, so we like to mix and, with all the people.
We're all of an age, I won't say how much, but so we probably need that different type of exercise, which is good.
Picture yourself, Roath Park Lake, something like that.
Christmas is meant to be a season of joy and togetherness, and that's exactly what ElderFit is trying to create here.
So the actual class itself, we work a lot on different exercise and different muscles and whatever. But the idea is that you create a community of people and then they spend time together, both in the class and outside of the class. As you can see right now, they're all having lunch together. That is kind of the idea, that there's more than just exercise, because it's possible to exercise alone, but especially for elderly people, sometimes being alone is the problem.
According to Age Cymru, new figures show just how deep loneliness can be. More than 1 in 5 people say they are no longer surrounded by family and friends. And this year, nearly 36,000 people in Wales won't see or speak to anyone on Christmas Day.
It's really important that nobody is alone or feels alone during Christmas. Nobody should ever feel like this. And for this Christmas, we are asking people to take part in our fundraising campaign, and that fund that will go towards the services that we provide all across the year and throughout our network.
The Welsh Government says we recognise that Christmas can be a difficult and lonely time for some people. We work closely with Age Cymru and others to help older people stay connected throughout the year.
6 more, 1.
But here in Cardiff, a simple class is making a big difference. Because in a season of togetherness, spending time with others can bring health and happiness. Isa Farfor, ITV News in Cardiff.
Elsewhere tonight, the Met Office has said more than half a month's rain could fall in the next 24 hours as Storm Bram hits the UK. A yellow weather warning for heavy rain and strong winds is already in place for large parts of the country, with an amber warning coming into force for parts of South Wales from midnight. Louis Rhys-Jones has sent us this report from Carmarthen.
Conditions in Carmarthen this afternoon can only be described as the calm before the storm, as Wales gets ready for 24 hours of torrential weather during Storm Bram. And with that, the Met Office has issued 3 separate weather warnings for many parts of the country. Starting with a yellow weather warning for rain, which comes in from 6 o'clock tonight and lasts until 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. That covers south, west and indeed northwest Wales. But then in Merthyr Tydfil and the surrounding valleys, they have to get ready for a more severe amber weather warning for rain, which kicks in from midnight and lasts until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. But the more westerly parts of the country also have to grapple with a yellow weather warning for wind, which some parts could see winds of up to 70 miles an hour. So with this, the Met Office is stressing the possibility of flooding in some areas, as well as the usual travel disruptions such as poor driving conditions and cancellations on public transport. If you look over my shoulder, we have the quay here in Carmarthen, and it was only a month ago I was standing on this very bridge bringing you the latest about flooding in this community when the River Towy burst its banks. These businesses have barely had a month to recover from that. Meanwhile, you have other areas such as Monmouth still coming to terms with the flooding that caused chaos in their town centre. Those communities will just be hoping that this latest storm won't bring with it the same disruption they were experiencing just a matter of weeks ago. But as ever, we'll keep you up to date throughout the next 24 hours. Lewis Rhys-Jones, ITV News in Carmarthen.
A man has been sentenced to 5 years in prison after attacking another man in the street, leaving the victim needing hospital treatment. 21-year-old Jordan Rosser from Newport was found guilty of wounding with intent following the attack on Caerleon Road in March. Another 18-year-old man, who was deemed unfit to plead or stand trial, was proven to have carried out attempted murder in relation to the same incident. He received a 2-year supervision order. Cardiff City's case against Nantes over the death of Emiliano Sala opens in court today. The club is seeking losses of more than £100 million from the French side in a negligence claim covering the striker's £15 million transfer fee and loss of other potential earnings. Well, Richard Morgan has been following the story and he joins me now. Richard, to begin with, just remind us of what happened back in 2019.
Well, John, Emiliano Sala was a record signing for Cardiff City, and it was hoped that he would score the goals to keep them in the Premier League back in 2019. But it turned out the only time he was ever seen at the Cardiff City Stadium was when he signed his contract, which was worth £15 million. Shortly after that, he made a final trip back to France to bid farewell to his teammates at FC Nantes. And on the way back to Wales, the plane he was in tragically crashed into the English Channel. Sala and the pilot, David Ibbotson, were both killed. It was later discovered that the flight was unlicensed, and the man who arranged the journey, David Henderson, was jailed for that. The agent who chartered the plane, Willie Mackay, it's claimed wasn't licensed to be an agent at the time. So Cardiff City said they shouldn't have to pay the transfer fee for Sala. The authorities disagreed with that, FIFA and the Court of Arbitration for Sport. So in the end, Cardiff ended up paying that fee of £15 million.
And what else was said in court today?
Well, John, today was primarily about Cardiff City formally presenting its case to the commercial court in Nantes. The club are arguing, in a nutshell, that had Emiliano Sala played for Cardiff, as I say, he would have scored the goals to keep them in the Premier League. Now, as we know, they were in fact relegated, which was very costly in financial terms, both in the short term and also as regards the overall value of the club. In total, Cardiff are claiming €120 million, that's £105 million in compensation from FC Nantes. It's thought the court may not reach their findings until next spring. In the meantime, Cardiff City has said this isn't about harming football, it's about protecting its integrity. Emiliano Sala deserved better. John.
OK, Richard, thank you very much indeed. Still to come, Nick will have the very latest on Storm Bran heading our way.
The Storm Bram approaches. I'll let you know about the latest weather warnings as our weather turns wet and windy again.
Well, it's not windy here alongside the Mon and Breck yet, but it is certainly wet alongside the canal. It's not dampening spirits, though, because we've got our lanterns ready, haven't we? Yeah! Join us live for the parade in a few minutes' time.
Should be fun. But first tonight, if you're heading out for a Christmas get-together, how about a free drink? Well, for the next few weeks, designated drivers across South Wales are able to get a soft drink courtesy of a scheme run by South Wales Police. It's all about encouraging people to stay sober, and more than 100 venues are taking part. Well, Katie Fenton is at a bar in Cardiff for us tonight. Katie, tell us more about this then.
lime and soda, please. Well, John, you are joining me at a bar, a very loud and lively bar in Cardiff's Brewery Quarter, but it is not a beer that I'm ordering tonight, not just because I'm working, but also because this is one of 36 bars in Cardiff alone to have signed up to the scheme, offering free soft drinks to those designated drivers. It's a bid to make the roads safer this Christmas. Thank you very much indeed. When more people do tend to drink drive, but it isn't South Wales Police covering the cost, it is the bars themselves. And here to tell me more is Chris. Chris, thanks for having us. Tell us how the scheme works then.
So anytime that a customer comes to the bar and say that they are the designated driver, they'll be issued one of these wristbands. The staff are also encouraged to ask members of any group if anyone is a designated driver, so then they can also partake in the scheme too.
And obviously you're a business, you're here to make money, but you are handing out free drinks. So what is in it for venues? Why are so many signing up?
So it's primarily about promoting responsible drinking and also collaborating with South Wales Police. So any sort of scheme that has a safeguarding measure in place is always our top priority because we take it very seriously here at Brewhouse as well.
And you've been doing it for the entire 4 years that this scheme has been running. How much have you seen people take up the offer?
It's growing every year. Like you said, for the last 4 years now, well, in its 4th year, we've seen it just progress and getting bigger and better. And it really does help a lot of people.
How much is drink driving still a problem? I mean, obviously once they leave the doors, you don't know what they're doing, but is it something you still hear about?
Yeah, I mean, it is always a concern for us in the hospitality industry because, again, we do have a duty of care that is at the top of our list. But ultimately, something like this is always promoting that responsible drinking, making sure everyone's having a fun and safe night out.
And it just makes it easier for people, you know, it's not always very fun, is it, being the sober one in a group of people who have been drinking, but it just makes it that bit easier for people, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. It feels like that you can still take part even though people are drinking around you. And it's just something to give back to those people that are taking care of others.
And we are seeing more and more people going sober, aren't we, or being sober curious. Do you think this is something we could see, you know, continue all year round in the future?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously during the Christmas period, as obviously there is a lot of people out on their Christmas parties, but yeah, I don't see why it couldn't be more promoted through like major event days and any other big events that might happen in the city centre.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Chris. There is temptation around every corner at this time of year, isn't there? But hopefully this will make it that bit easier for people to stay safe on the roads this Christmas.
A great common sense idea. Katie, thank you very much indeed. Now, breaking into the music business can be tough, but one North Wales teenager is determined to make it her career. Gracie Moyes from Mould has just launched her first EP and has started performing live with some success. She's been speaking to Ian Lang.
You say goodnight to me and then you leave. You wait for me to drift and then you shift.
She's a talented young woman with big ambitions in music. Gracie Moyes is an independent artist and songwriter who's breaking into the music business, writing and composing her own material and recently launching an EP. It's a career she wants to define her life by.
Well, I've been singing since I could speak, really, and I've done some charity gigs when I was younger at like Theatre Clwyd, St Asaph Cathedral, and BBC The One Show when I was younger, to help raise money for charities, local charities. And yeah, I think that's where my love for performing and making my own music has really sparked from, really.
And this is where a lot of the hard work is done, working with music producer and rap artist Owen Davis, known in the business as OD, in his studio in Mould.
From the moment I met Gracie, it just clicked. I think we work great with each other. Her passion for music is really inspiring. Never lets anything hold her back. And yeah, I love her drive. And as a producer myself, it's great to see another artist who wants to get involved in the production side of. But yeah, Gracie's been brilliant. I think she looks at music slightly different to everybody else. She's got a different way of thinking about it. And yeah, it is inspiring. I love the words. She's a great songwriter. I think I've encouraged her to go down that route as well, and really look into the songwriting side of music, because some of her songs and the lyrics are brilliant.
And the ultimate test of any talent, of course, is performing on stage, and Gracie recently did just that in front of a small but appreciative audience.
I was a bit nervous at first because I was like, well, how many people are actually in the venue? Is it going to be just like 6 people? But no, there was 50. And yeah, it just felt really nice to know that those people that were there had come to see my music and to support me.
Pleasantly surprised at how many people turned up, because it was a pay what you feel event, so nobody had booked tickets, so we didn't know what to expect. So when we realised there was 50 people there, and Gracie just really interacted with the audience really well. They really enjoyed her songs, which was a mixture of her own music and some really well-known covers, but she'd put a little twist on them, and people were singing along and just having a great time. And they all came to her afterwards and said how brilliant the show was. And yeah, it made my husband and I feel so proud to sit there and think, wow, there she is, nearly 19 years old, holding the room, singing her heart out and loving every minute. It was fantastic.
It's where stars are born. Ian Lang, ITV News, Mould.
Brilliant. And you can see more on Gracie's story on ITVX. You can find us by choosing categories, then news, and select Wales. You can catch up with the latest news and all your favourite programmes like Coast and Country and Sharp End. And it's the same on your phone or smart TV. You're watching Wales at 6, a reminder of our top story. Almost 100,000 older people will be eating dinner alone this Christmas Day, according to new research by Age Cymru. The report highlights how the festive period is a particularly difficult time for many across Wales, as it becomes harder for some to sustain social connections and routines. And still to come on the ITV Evening News.
Coming up on the ITV Evening News, President Zelensky and top European leaders gather in Downing Street to discuss the latest Ukraine peace plan. Storm Bram is set to batter Britain, bringing strong winds and heavy rain. And the Queen meets the stars of the hit show Rivals and the family of the late Jilly Cooper, who inspired the series. And do join me for those stories and more at 6:30.
Now, churches and chapels across the country will be hosting carol concerts, and yesterday, St Trillow's in Rhos-on-Sea pulled in a crowd of 50 for its annual performance. Nothing too remarkable about that, you might think, until you know it's believed to be the smallest church in all of Britain and only has room for a congregation of about 5 people. Rob Shelley went along to find out how it all went.
Some churches have spires 100 feet tall or acres of stained glass. This low is St Trillow's Chapel in Rhos-on-Sea, probably the smallest place of worship in all of Britain. It's about the size of a vaguely ambitious garden shed.
Are you the smallest chapel in Britain? Not you personally, but are you the smallest?
We are, yes. Yes.
Are you sure there's not going to be angry chapels coming and finding us?
No.
So you can stand in the doorway and feel like a giant. Try this in Bangor Cathedral, and it just doesn't work.
It's very magical. It's very magical. A lot of people, when they come, find it very, very emotional when they go in there. So they obviously have a feeling that it is a special place.
Amazingly, you can also fit quite a lot of Christmas, assorted angels, and a whole nativity in there. Not to mention us.
We actually got 9 Christmas trees in.
Could anyone else get in post-tree?
Yeah, I think last night we had about 6 people in there at a time.
It's 1,500 years since a saint from France called Trillo came here and made this a small church by a big stretch of water. So it's seen 1,500 Christmases already.
You're a multi-angel location.
We are a multi-angel location.
One special angel though, don't you, Rachel? Here we go.
We discovered actually that there aren't very many male angels that you can buy for trees, so we made our own angel Gabriel. But Gabriel is made out of the prayers that have been left in here over recent months.
So Gabriel is an angel of recycled prayers?
Recycled prayers, yeah.
Little St Trillow's is also, even without the sparkly bits of Christmas, one of Wales's most visited churches.
This is the East Portico, and that is the west wing of St Trillow's Chapel, and that's my entry for Wales's shortest ever guided tour.
The main thing about here at Christmas is that it's just open. It's open every single day. And it's open in a simple way, without the trees and things. It's open as a simple place and people find God here. And I guess a little bit like a stable, a bit humble, but very beautiful and very prayed in.
It might be the smallest church in Britain, started by an obscure saint, but it has the heart of a cathedral. And anyway, Christmas is no small thing. Rob Shelley, ITV News, in Ross-on-Sea.
Wasn't that lovely? And I've got another treat for you now, because communities along the Brecon Canal are coming together this month to celebrate its 225th anniversary. The centrepiece of the events are special illuminated displays which float along its water and tell the story of the first barge of coal transported from Gilwern to Brecon. And Hannah Thomas is at one of those celebrations tonight. Hannah, looks wonderful.
Yes, you spoilt the surprise there, John, because take a look at this. We've got a life-size horse here, all lit up. Remember, back in the day, horses would have pulled those barges across the Mononbrec Canal. And on the water, we even have a swan. Remember, bird life was a thing all the way back 225 years ago when this canal began. But we've got everybody gathered here with their lanterns ready for the parade. They are very excited, I can tell you. You've been making lanterns all week for this?
Yes, we have. It's been a really good idea.
And the children have got involved?
Absolutely. It's a whole community event.
Fantastic. Well, let's go and have a little chat to some of these community. Some of the children have got all their lights here. Give us a wave, guys. Wave. Yes, even dinosaur lights going on here. Well, the man behind this is David Morgan from the Canal and River Trust. David, what is this all about then?
So this event tonight is the first that we're going to be celebrating the 225th anniversary of the Brecon and Abergavenny Canal. The canal started here in Gilwern in 1800, and the first barge of coal went from here at Gilwern all the way to Brecon Basin. So we're recreating that journey with horse for the whole week. So we're here in Gilwern tonight, Llangatog tomorrow, Llangynneda Wednesday, Thursday in Talbot, ending in Brecon Basin on Friday. And it's great to see the community turn out, and they've been making lanterns all week and coming to support this event.
Absolutely fantastic. And of course, we did secure the future of the canal for another 5 years last week. This is marking the milestone as well.
It is. It's great news. You know, we're really grateful to Welsh Government and our partners for supporting the canal. This canal is worth 30 million to the local economy, so it's really important to the communities. And I think you can see that the number of people who have turned out here tonight is absolutely fantastic to come and support it, because the canal is an integral part of the communities. It means something to them. It's part of the community, and they've come out in the hundreds tonight to come and support it, which is fantastic.
Absolutely. And as David mentioned, you can see them on the bridge there. Everybody is just lined up watching us and ready to go on the parade. Nigel Curtis, you must be very proud by what you can see tonight.
Well, I'm very pleased with the public turnout. Yeah, it's tremendous. Thank you.
And of course, you've got a boat company here as well as being a local councillor.
Yes, we have, yeah.
So this is really important to you, the canal?
It is, yes. And we're very pleased with the secured funding for 5 years. Yeah, it's secured the livelihoods of a lot of companies on the canal and jobs.
What do you think about the community spirit? Because Gilwern has really turned out en masse tonight.
We're such a tight-knit community, and all the communities along the canal are, because the canal is the main artery through the villages. Yeah.
And of course, there's so much history attached.
There is, yeah, a lot of heritage, yes.
And everybody really wants to see this now thrive for the next 225 years.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, you've heard it here first. We are just about to leave here, but I think everybody wants to give a big cheer first. Yes! There you go, John. We are going to go from Gilwern Village over to Gilwern Wharf, so we'll see you in a few minutes.
I hope the weather holds for you. Hannah, thanks very much indeed. Talking of which, let's get an update on those weather warnings that are in place overnight and into tomorrow. Here's Nick Miller with the details.
Midday Mayan temples, followed by sunny afternoons on the sand. TUI sponsors ITV Cymru Wales weather.
Hello, yes, here we go again. Another named storm moving into the country. This is Storm Bram, a rapidly deepening area of low pressure moving northwards, really impacting the western side of the British Isles, in particular with, of course, more rain and strong, gusty, disruptive winds as well, before all of these begin to ease later tomorrow. So again, we're expecting more rain on saturated ground, so there is a risk of further flooding, so keep across the Natural Resources Wales flood warnings if and when they're issued. and also these strong winds, particularly through coastal areas. But everything combined, we're all going to see the wind and rain, makes for some very difficult travel conditions. Let's take a look at the rain warnings first. There's a wide yellow area covering much of the country, 20 to 40 millimetres falling quite widely. But then you can see this amber warning area, particularly covering Banai Brycheiniog, where we could well see up to 100 millimetres in the wettest spots. And the ground is so saturated across the south, this is where we are most prone to flooding. And then this wind warning across much of the north and the west of the country, gales or severe gales. So again, impacts so widely we could well see gusts of 50 to 60 miles per hour. So this is how things develop through the night, turning wetter from the south. This rain's going to be heavy, the wind strengthening as well. It just makes for a really miserable start to our day tomorrow. It'll be a very mild one, mind you, though. Temperatures rising through the night, 13 or 14 degrees Celsius. Those strong gusty winds continuing, particularly through tomorrow morning. There won't be persistent rain, but there will be pulses of rain moving throughout the day, just beginning to ease later on. May just brighten up a little bit before sunset. We're also going to see the wind easing into tomorrow night, with the black arrows indicating those strong wind gusts on a very mild day. They're just taking in the second half of the week, so a quieter day on Wednesday, though still blustery. Another system moving in Thursday night into early Friday, not as wet. More wet weather moving in as we go, I think, into the weekend. So there is a lot of stuff going on with the weather. Keep across those weather and flood warnings. After we get past tomorrow, though, it is somewhat quieter for a few days.
TUI sponsors ITV Cymru Wales weather.
We'll keep you posted too. Thank you for joining us this Monday evening. I'll have the late headlines after the news at 10, but from all of us on the programme, until tomorrow, thanks for watching.